Hello, everyone. We're so happy to have you here to do this for you. We hope that this would be helpful. We are going to do a lecture series. Instead of doing one lecture, we decided to do it in multiple videos because we wanted everyone to have the chance to either open what they're interested in watching instead of watching the fully blown 2 hour lecture. We're just going to post multiple videos to make it easier. We're going to talk about continuing dental education in the United States of America. There's a lot of things that we need to cover. We'll go over it, hopefully in details that should be enough to answer your questions. What I want you to be aware of that this is based on our experience, what we went through, what we advised others to do. What is right for me might not be right for you, so we would definitely want you to look at your options. Everybody's situation is different, so we'll show you different scenarios and have you decide what would be the best route that you need to take. And let me first have my boss introduce themselves. And this boss happened to be my wife.
Hello, everyone. My name is Noor Daras. I got my first EDS degree from University of Jordan 2016, and the second one from Loma Linda University 2020. We're so happy that we're finally doing this video after we've received a lot of phone calls and text messages asking about the process of applying to United States schools. So we will cover a lot of topics, and if you have any questions or anything, please let us know. We will be so happy to help you guys.
Okay, and for myself, my name is Thad Al Qadoumi. I will tell you my story because I want you to hear how was my thinking process, and that will be our topic and lecture for today. Okay, now for Dr. Noor, since I came in here first, she had to kind of follow the same path that I went through, so I'll be the example today. I got my dental degree first from Jordan, from University of Jordan 2012. I always had in mind that I want to go to the US. I want to practice there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving United States. That was my plan. And I did not want to be limited to where I can practice. I wanted to have all the states as an option for me to be able to practice dentistry. So that's why I decided I wanted to do DDS. And I went through IDP, the International Dental Program, and I did in Loma Linda, and I graduated in 2016 and practiced for a couple of years after in private practice. And I was a part-time faculty at the School of Loma Linda, and now I'm doing advanced periodontics and implant surgery at Loma Linda. Um, as we said, this is a quick guide, okay, just to help you out. You will be watching this on Instagram. So mine is thayer.perio, and for Noor, it's Daras Noor. And you can, we're gonna name, give a title for each video. So this way you will have a direct access to the one that you need to watch and get more information on. And the success, it all depends on the second letter, which is you. So no matter what we do here, we mean nothing. We are just giving you some tips, some hints to make it easier for you. I'm not aware of any source that give you this information at least for free. Let's put it that way, because we just want to help out and make sure that everyone has this information and make it accessible and easier to move forward.
Okay, so those videos will cover the following topics. We will talk about your goal, visa and citizenship, financial planning, INBDE, TOEFL, and ECE, WS, and DDS specialty. Finally, how to improve your resume. So those videos will be separate videos to to make it easier for you to choose which video you want to watch and you want to learn more about it.
So for
So,
example, today we will talk about your goal, how to decide what you want to do to start. This is the first step. I don't want you to jump the ladder and ask about some things that are advanced. You need to go one step at a time to be able to decide, what do I want? So this is going to be the lecture topic of today. Later on, the visa, citizenship status, and the financial planning will be discussed together. The INBDE, TOEFL, and ECE and WES will be discussed together in a topic. DDS and specialty in a separate video. And the last thing, how to improve your resume in a separate video also.
okay, so we have three questions we need to ask ourselves. First, why, and where, and what. Okay, so why are you doing that? Are you planning to stay for good in US, or you want to go home?
So this is exactly goes with my example. And as I told you, I wanted to stay in the US for good. Now, if you have a plan that you want to go home, then this is gonna take us to the point, is it worth it to do DDS and spend a lot of money, and then you will go back home with another DDS degree? The only time I would answer yes, if your home country gonna make a big difference for you financially if you go home with a US DDS degree. Otherwise, what we advise is to go to the next question, which is where and
What?
what.
Mhm.
Okay.
So the second question you need to ask yourself is where. Are you okay to stay in a specific state? Do you have any preference, any relative you want to stay here? Or are you open in any state? You can go anywhere you want. So this is an important question, because if you have a specific state and you need to practice in this state, so you have to look for the licensure requirements for this state. Or if you are open to any state, so are you going to do DDS or specialty? This will take us to the third question, is what. So are you planning? Sorry.
Yeah. So this is exactly like, let's give an example to make it clear for everyone. Let's say you want to practice in California only because you have relatives and family here. Now you have different ways of doing that. If you say, I want to practice in California, nowhere else, I cannot leave California, then you have two options. You have to do your DDS to be able to practice. Now, if you don't want to do DDS and you want to do specialty, you can. But you have to understand that you are not going to be able to work in private practice after you finish your specialty. So what options do you have? You can work as a faculty in any school, okay? And your specialty that you did, let's say you did, for example, perio, it's a 3-year program. Then it will be counted as 2 years, and then you need to practice in this school for 3 years. So California takes licensure by credentials, which means that you have to have 5 years of US experience to get the license. So after those 5 years, you're able to practice in California. Or as I told you, the first option, which is just do the DDS and start working immediately in California. Now, if you have no state problem, you're open for anywhere and it doesn't matter. Either you can do the DDS, same thing, or you can do specialty. And you have to look at what each state wants. You have to open the state board, okay, and read what do they require for licensure, for you to get the license. For example, I'm talking about California because we live here and we know the rules here. You need to open the California Dental Board, see what do they require from international dentists to be able to work. For example, Minnesota, they don't need you to have a US DDS. They don't need you to have a specialty, but you have to go through a bench exam and some other things that they need, and you can practice immediately in Minnesota. But it's the only state that allows that. Some other states, if you do specialty, they'll let you work. California, they won't let you work immediately. So you have to go around it and do the 5 years to be able to get the license in California.
So we will go to the last question, is what? So are you planning to do DDS and practice general dentistry only, or you want to do specialty? So for these three questions, we can't answer it for you. You have to answer this question to be able to move forward. So we can help you with the process and with requirements, but we can't answer these three questions for you.
Yeah. For example, if we're going to talk about it when we come to the DDS and specialty, which one to decide, which one to choose. But definitely, this is a big question, and it will depend. All three questions, they're connected. They're related to each other. If you go to this question and you say, okay, I want to specialize, then go back to question number one. Do you want to stay or you want to go home? If you want to specialize and you want to stay or you go home, we have no problem. This makes sense for both answers, if you want to go home or you want to stay. But if you say, I want to do DDS, but you have a plan on going home, then we think about it in a different way. Again, that's our opinion. You're open to think about it the way that you want, but that's what we're recommending. If you want to do specialty, go to the second question. Do you have a state preference, or are you open for any state? Now, DDS will open all the states for you. Nobody gonna tell you, no, you can't practice here. But specialty, you will have some limitations on where you can work. Now, are those limitations forever? No. A couple of years, as I told you, you can make that change and that transition and work in another state. Okay, anything else you need to add, Dr. Noor, for this?
Yeah, this is only the introduction. We will post soon the videos to cover the topics that we talked about before.
Yes, and feel free to share it with your friends. This is just to brainstorm you, have you start thinking about it and the whole process. And stay safe, and we'll get to you as soon as possible.